Hey, Steve. Jason Dumas with Prime Force Sports. So you guys haven't won three games in a row yet. You haven't lost 3 in a row yet either. I know 3 is kind of an arbitrary number, but how close do you think you are to kind of achieving some of that consistency that you've been preaching about this year?
Well, that's what I'm anxious to see, Jason. I think that's the challenge right now where we are. Early in the season, it was clear we weren't ready to compete at a high level. Like a lot of teams, just the circumstances of this year made things difficult. But we've had a pretty good stretch of games and practices where we've been relatively healthy and a chance to grow and start to build an identity. So I think we're close, but we have to prove it. And I think tonight would be a really good chance to do that, on the road against a good team. I would love to see us, back up that win last night with another one tonight and build some momentum. But that's the question. Are we ready to do that or not?
We have the same starters tonight, Steve?
Yes.
And then last night, because of the foul trouble Kelly got into right away, you didn't get to see a lot. I think maybe 2 minutes of that starting 5. What do you want to see, and how long do you want to see it with this group of starters, with Kevon Looney and Wiseman coming off the bench?
Well, I want to see great defense. That's the reason I made the change a couple of games ago. I put the 5 guys who had given us the best defensive rating in their minutes played this year so far. And as you said, we didn't see much of that group last night because of the foul trouble. But 3 nights ago against Minnesota, they had a really good stretch to start the game. And that's what we're looking for, just the ability to establish our defense right away and set a tone.
Wiseman said something pretty interesting last night. He has no ego about this coming off the bench, but he said he feels motivated to come off the bench. He feels more effective because he can study Loon and how he's defending. If this works out for Wiseman off the bench, could that be something that's more extended than you had originally planned?
I have no idea. I mean, this is just we're taking it a day at a time, and I did like the way he played. Last night, and I think there is something to that idea that he talked about. Being able to sit and observe the game for a little bit before going out there is helpful, especially because Loon is such a fundamentally sound player. James gets to take a look and see what Loon's doing, and then emulate it. So, we'll do it again tonight, and then we'll reassess tomorrow.
Do you feel like you guys are rebounding better lately?
Well, we did last night. I think it's going to be a challenge every night. It's something we've got to lock into for sure. But we need to put a few games together before we announce the end of our rebounding woes.
How much more do you need from Draymond in that category? I think he's, down a few rebounds per game.
It's really everybody, Anthony. It's a matter of boxing out, 5 guys boxing out. We should be a team that sort of, doesn't have a dominant rebounder in the box score, but has, a whole bunch of guys who get, 4, 5, 6 in that range. So if everyone's boxing out with our length and our activity level, athleticism, there's no reason why we can't be a better rebounding team than we are.
What do you think of the Suns?
Well, they're battered right now with injury. And, when they're whole, they're a really good two-way team. They've built their roster in a smart way. They got a lot of shooting around Ayton. Chris Paul is Chris Paul, makes everybody better. And very well coached. Monty has done a great job. They're reeling a little bit right now with the injuries. And, we got to come in here tonight and try to capitalize on our own momentum and try to take it to them. They've gotten off to a lot of great starts, and as you know, we have not. So I think it's really important that we get off to a good start in the first quarter and don't let them jump out and play with the lead.
You guys had your last game against them postponed. We've seen some of these games get sort of rescheduled in the first half. How does that work on your end? Are there conversations sort of happening, trying to facilitate whether or not that'll kind of come back quicker than the second half, or what's kind of the process?
I have no idea, Wes. Yeah, I'm not even bothering with that. I'm just navigating the schedule that we do have, and when we have any news, I'm sure Bob will share it with me.
Steve, as Kelly's shot is starting to look more like it normally has looked throughout his career. I think he's shooting about mid-30s over the last couple of weeks there. What has it done for your spacing, and how important is it to have that threat?
Yeah, I mean, we need everybody to space whether they're making shots or not. I mean, that's the whole key. I think, Kelly's playing with more confidence. He's shooting with more confidence. But for all of our guys, not just Kelly, but for our whole team, we have a tendency to get bunched up occasionally, guys running into spacing and causing the lane to be clogged. So something that we're looking at constantly, trying to reinforce the importance of the spacing in our film sessions and get guys to really get behind that 3-point line so that the defense is softened up a little bit. All right, thanks a lot. See you after the game.
Thank you, Coach. Looking at Golden State, obviously, they have Kelly, who you coached last year, and what are you seeing when you look at that team? They seem to be playing better than they were at the start of the season.
I mean, they have a championship DNA in so many areas, on the floor, coaching. Everything they do is pretty high level. They've dealt with injuries and all of that, but they seem to be playing with pace. They're figuring out how to play around Steph. All of the new guys are. And Draymond's Draymond. He's passing out of the post. He's passing from the top. He's pushing the ball in transition. They have a lot that you have to account for. And Wiggins is playing on both ends of the floor really well. So, we told our guys, we're going to go through scouting report and give you, nuances of their team. But if you don't know what Golden State does, you haven't watched basketball. Everybody's seen them enough to know the things that they do well, and you have to know that before you step on the floor.
All right, Coach, final question comes from Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Yeah, Coach, just a two-parter. One, if you could give us an update on Devin. Obviously, he's been doing some stuff, but clearly he's out tonight. And then two, what was it like to coach Oubre last year?
Book he's making progress. He worked out today. He didn't do any sprinting or anything like that, but he's getting up shots and not moving around in a dynamic fashion just yet. I think that's going to be something that we see in the next couple of days to see how he responds to that. And as far as coaching Kelly, Kelly was somebody that really helped our program last year. I enjoyed my time with him. He does a lot of things on the floor that help your team. He's athletic. He can get to the basket. We actually miss his ability to get to the free throw line. That helped us a ton last year to set our defense. And, Kelly's he's a good dude. And, the day that we made the trade, I got a chance to talk to him face to face, and I was thankful for that because a lot of times you don't even get to see a guy when they get traded.